2025 is done and dusted, and it's been a roller coaster of a year. From record-breaking roller coasters and surprise ride closures to moments that none of us expected and had all of us losing our minds. And from brand new theme parks being announced and others opening to amazing reviews to huge projects being started for next year and then getting delayed, this year has been one to remember. Because if you can't tell, so much has happened this past year in theme parks. Welcome back to the final special episode of the hit series This Past Week in Theme Parks, where usually we take a look at the past 7 days in theme park news, but today, add 358 to that number, because we're looking at the past 365 days today. So if you do enjoy this video and you do want to stay up to date on everything happening in theme parks around the world in 2026, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 150,000 subscribers now, so any support towards that goal would be greatly appreciated. Either way, if you remember last year's episode where we covered the past year in theme parks 2024 edition, we did some silly awards thing where at the end I ate a shoe, which will not be happening this time, as that entire awards thing will not be happening this time, because as fun as that was, this year I'm going to delve into each month individually and cover all the main standout moments that took place. So make sure you buckle your restraints and pull down your seatbelts. Why do I always get that wrong? Just make sure you sit tight as we look back at the past year in theme parks. January kicked off what was shaping up to be a crazy year for theme parks all across the world, where straight away at the start of the month, rumours began flying about a potential 1,000-foot tall roller coaster being built. What a way to start the year off. Meanwhile, Mack Rides seem to be building a brand new multi-launch shuttle coaster in Portugal at a water park. Not the only thing Mack would be making this year. In the UK, Alton Towers was busy getting ready for their brand new ride to open in spring, where in January they revealed the official name of the new ride, Toxicator, which had definitely not been known for months prior because of the trademarks they filed. That new big green screen machine began testing shortly after the name announcement and was confirmed to be the first topspin elevated by concrete. What a world's first! Over in the US, it appeared Six Flags Magic Mountain were also planning their own world's first, with a brand new first of its kind Vekoma glider coaster that was going to open in 2026 and then would later be announced that year to be delayed till 2027. Elsewhere, Legoland Shanghai unveiled an even bigger Lego minifigure, beating the UK's record. As you do. Poland opened a brand new indoor Vekoma LIM coaster, and industry news took a serious turn with the first of many reports regarding Merlin Entertainment's redundancies. And trust me, there's a lot more of that to come, as there is so much news yet to come, because that was just 1 out of 12 months. I don't know why, but February seemed like the month where everyone wanted to build these big new rides and new theme parks, yet one theme park chain in America wanted to do the complete opposite by blowing up a world-famous roller coaster. Other things were happening on the other side of the world though, where Wallaby Holland in the Netherlands began testing Yoy. Still a very interesting name for a roller coaster. Stampeder at Portaventura began very much needed retracking. New scenes were being created for the Flying Dutchman at Efteling. And Top Thrill 2's reopening was announced for the 3rd of May. Let's hope it goes a bit better this time. But our homeland had its fair share of casualties that month too, because Slammer was confirmed to finally be leaving Thorpe Park. The Blade was officially removed from Alton Towers. Blackpool Pleasure Beach said they were closing Skyfort, and Poulton's Park confirmed that their go-karts are going. Jesus, how many more rides can we lose? Luckily for us, a new dark ride just started testing, Ghostly Manor. And I guess that's a plus, alongside plans coming out for a UK Puy de Fou style park, and even another brand new UK theme park called Kiernan. Jesus, how many new theme parks can we get? And as much as all these new things were announced, including a new park coming to Poland that have been progressing with track now on site, none of it comes close to the magnitude of the main event this month. King Dakar at Six Flags Great Adventure, what was the world's tallest roller coaster, was set to be imploded at any minute in 2025. And that was one of many unexpected moments of 2025. This month saw the opening of most theme parks around the world for the new season, and also the closure of many rides and parks. Sounds like every month so far. But one of the best parts of the month was the fact that Universal Studios were on a mad one, as Epic Universe previews began over in Florida, and the early reactions of it went crazy. Although it wasn't all plain sailing in Florida that month, because not only did Stardust racers at Epic Universe valley and get stuck, but one of the most random stories of the year came out that a guest had pooped on the floor of the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind queue line at Walt Disney World, as you do. But that wasn't the only poo problems this month, as Alton Towers opened Toxicator later in the month, and by pure coincidence, a toxic incident happened, where sewage leaked everywhere under the ride. Dear Lord. Poo aside, Mack Rides were busy again building that new roller coaster in Portugal, having now completed the track, and the brand new Big Dipper or Mini Striker Helios at Fantasiana was seen testing for the first time as well. Blackpool Pleasure Beach revealed their huge new Intamin Gyro Swing, a Peppa Pig theme park opened in Dallas, Texas. Rapterra at King's Dominion had its POV drop and it looked really shaky, like every B&M nowadays, and Macalodon started testing at Wallaby, Belgium. All of that sounds so positive, doesn't it? Well, two stories that came out made the month a lot less positive, because first of all, one of the tallest and fastest roller coasters in the world, Superman Escape from Krypton, at Six Flags Magic Mountain, was announced to be closed for good. Pain felt all across the USA, and pain was felt across the entirety of the UK as well, because Oakwood Theme Park in Wales decided to close their doors for good too. The park was an incredible place and made so many memories for so many people, but they just weren't getting enough visitors, hence leaving them to make the decision to never open the park again. April, meanwhile, was a game changer, because one story completely changed the industry and was a huge announcement not only for the UK but the entire world, and it dropped this month. So everything else that happened didn't feel quite as good. Europe did have a very strong month though, as Macalodon opened at Wallaby, Belgium with rave reviews. The brand new Park Asterix spinning coaster was spotted testing, and Vina Looping released testing footage at Vina Prata, appearing to have a backwards row on one of the cars. Over at Efteling, Baron 1898 was announced to have 3 added mini drop towers, and the Flying Dutchman reopened there as well, which is probably bigger news than 3 little drop towers. Whee! Yoi officially opened at Wallaby Holland, with some fans already calling it better than Untamed, which I found out later in the year is definitely not the case. Merlin announced an interesting partnership with RWS Global, and Flying Donna opened at Carl's Erlebnisdorf. Yes, a flat ride themed to Flying Donna kebabs. But as per usual, once again, Universal stayed in control of the headlines, with Epic Universe opening its gates to creators and influencers and even annual pass holders later down the line. And once again, reviews were going absolutely crazy because the opening was not far away. And a huge announcement from Universal Studios wasn't far away either, because in April, the big announcement came through. Universal Studios Great Britain was officially confirmed to be happening, with a single piece of concept art showing us a look at exactly what the park could maybe look like. And with that now out there, fully confirmed, it was time to start following the construction of it even closer. And in 2026, that is exactly what I will be doing. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my Universal Studios UK construction updates when they start. May was absolutely epic, and also very chaotic at the same time. Kicking things off with Top Thrill 2 reopening on May the 3rd, and it actually stayed open. The Skyride reopened at Alton Towers, Big Bad Wolf officially opened at Busch Gardens, Vina Looping opened at Vina Prata, and Ghostly Manor opened at Paultons Park, where they also announced on the same day a huge new Viking area called Valgard opening in 2026, with a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, of all things. Over in the US, Hershey Park debuted Twizzler Twisted Gravity, and SeaWorld Orlando opened Expedition Odyssey, which had such a good opening, especially when the entrance sign and the O in the word Odyssey, fell down off the facade of the ride and onto someone's head. Siren's Curse completed full circuit testing at Cedar Point. Overseas, a huge announcement came out from Disney about a brand new Abu Dhabi park, and people began speculating about something that we never thought we'd see happen. Falcon's Flight might already be testing. Paw Patrol was officially confirmed for Chessington, Evictus was revealed as Blackpool Pleasure Beach's new name for the gyro swing, and most importantly, Epic Universe at Universal Studios Orlando went into full swing. The park had finally opened with a huge opening ceremony, and people were filming their reactions, sharing posts on social media, and having an incredible time. But queues were very low that day. Not that I'd be complaining if I was there. Monsters Unchained was reviewed as one of the best dark rides in the world alongside Battle of the Ministry whenever it opened, because it was pretty problematic at the start, and Stardust Racers was seen as one of the greatest roller coasters of all time. What a park they have created, and from that point onwards, it was open for the world to go and experience as they please. Let's just hope Universal continue that upwards trajectory and don't think about removing any rides anytime soon. June was a very strange month, especially after an announcement that was kind of surprising coming from, yet again, Universal. But besides that, back in the UK, we lost Get Set Go, Treetop Adventure and Postman Pat at Alton Towers, even though Get Set Go came back weeks later. Universal's Hollywood Drift ride vehicles were revealed, Mission Bermuda at Futuroscope soft opened, Wrath of Rakshasa officially opened at Six Flags Great America, Quantum Accelerator began testing at Six Flags New England, although like every single Six Flags ride that's being built, it then got delayed. Alpen Fury entered testing at Canada's Wonderland, and it genuinely looked like an incredible ride. That new Mack coaster in Portugal started testing as well, and Portaventura began teasing VR on their El Diablo mine train. But Universal Studios, of course, they seem to be doing the biggest things every month. They decided to add an express line to Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. Awful decision, and then finally announced that one of their major coasters at the Florida parks would be closing in August, that being Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, set to have its final day on August the 18th, marking the end of one of Universal's most iconic yet divisive roller coasters after only 16 years of operation. July was a crazy month, as they all seem to be, as a record-breaking roller coaster finally began testing, and it just didn't look real. Other than that, Fire Runner at Lost Island began testing and officially opened on July 18th. Siren's Curse finally opened at Cedar Point. Test Track 3.0 previews began at Epcot. That new coaster I keep mentioning in Portugal, and you're probably sick of me talking about it. That then opened. Controversially, the Rivers of America and the surrounding areas closed at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, sparking the most intense debates I have ever seen online between Disney fans. And at another controversial project, markings appeared for Kingda Car's replacement, only for that new coaster to then get delayed as well anyway. What a surprise! Alpen Fury's opening was suddenly announced on July 10th, that they were opening it on July 12th. Plopsaland Belgium confirmed Plop in the Woods is closing, and I was then crying. And the Ring Racer roller coaster at the Nürburgring was finally being demolished after only opening for a matter of days back in 2013. And it was finally being demolished, as was Merlin Entertainment's financially. But the biggest demolition, or should I say smashing, or breaking, was the breaking of 3 insane world records, or 4 actually, on a roller coaster as the new tallest, fastest and longest roller coaster in the world, with the world's longest coaster cooling system, began testing. And yes, footage was released of Falcon's Flight going around at Six Flags Qiddiya, and it just didn't look real at all. Tell me this thing would actually open in 2025, around 5 years ago, and I would not have believed you. Like I said, a record-breaking month, and what a month it was. Hopefully, next month is even better. Yeah, about it being a better month, literally closures everywhere, as ZDT, or in American ZDT's amusement park with the wooden coaster Switchback, was officially closed on August 17th. And of course, like I mentioned previously, Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit had now closed on August 18th and had an amazing send-off event before it was demolished at record speed. Boo Blasters at Kings Island had its last operational month. Busch Gardens Log Flume was also in the process of being shut down, and even the smaller rides weren't surviving when two separate kids coasters around the world derailed. I mean, just look at this video of this one. What on earth happened? There was 3 separate fire incidents at Alton Towers, and the Six Flags CEO stepped down. I think that says a lot about that company at the minute, but there was some good news, I guess. Dark Coaster reopened at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, and Pantherian opened at King's Dominion, to then shut for ages shortly afterwards. The Top Thrill 2 effect, if you will. Set Automatics at Park Asterix opened on August 18th. Track arrived for Paultons Park's new coaster Drakon. Planning permission was found for a brand new Gerstlauer spinning coaster in Scotland, which we've heard nothing about since, and an image of a 900-foot roller coaster appeared in an Intamin brochure. Typical crazy Intamin. But yeah, August wasn't better, and neither was September. This month comes with a heavier note, as Stardust Racers had a huge accident occur on it at Epic Universe. Obviously, from the point it happened, the ride was completely shut down, and throughout the month the investigations did take place, and they did rule eventually that it was not the park's fault. But safety is always the top priority at these parks, and this story, when it came out, such sad news. And once again, my thoughts are with the family and friends of the victim who sadly lost his life. But a lot still did happen around the world this month, and it'd be wrong not to mention it. As over in Europe, Puy de Fou released its 2029 master plan for the new UK park. Park Asterix teased a multi-dimension ride themed to London. Tormentor's Rampaging Run, a Giga dive coaster, was unveiled, and Spitfire began testing at Six Flags Qiddiya, an Intamin launch coaster with the tallest inversion in the world. Another record broken at that park. Leave some for the rest of us. September was a month that, news-wise, I don't think any of us really want to sit on and remember particularly well. October came around, and it showed that you can never predict theme park news, because stuff just seems to happen when you least expect it. I mean, we of course expected the supports to go up for Tormentor's Rampaging Run, Ratatouille at Disneyland Paris went under refurbishment, a Monsters Inc. land trademark appeared, and Walt Disney World tickets went up in price. That one's probably the most expected of them all. Hollywood Drift completed full launch testing, getting stuck at the top of one of its inversions. But from that story onwards, there's a lot of stories that just make you go, what? Lagoon in the USA revealed a huge S&S Scream and Swing themed to Nutcrackers. Pleasurewood Hills in the UK was unexpectedly sold, and Wilde Hilde, this amazing roller coaster you can see on your screen right now, was officially closed. And if you've never heard the soundtrack of that coaster, give it a listen. It's just incredible. But one of the least expected stories that came out was the fact a brand new roller coaster that was supposed to be opening with an entire new park opened very surprisingly for just one weekend. That being Circuit Breaker, a Vekoma tilt coaster coming to Cotaland in Texas. And because this is right next to an F1 track and they're building this entire theme park, Circuit Breaker's a part of it, they just opened that one coaster over the Formula 1 weekend. And I don't think I've ever seen a park do that, where they rush the opening of one ride and then forget about the rest. Not something I saw coming. The penultimate month of the year, November, the month in which half the parks across the globe, and mainly here in the UK, shut for the year. But that didn't mean that the construction of 2026 attractions slowed down, because it just sped up. As Drakon at Paultons Park went vertical and very, very quickly had its lift hill topped off, and days later, its full layout completed. Blink and you'll miss it type beat. The new Bluey roller coaster at Alton Towers was beginning to go vertical as well, with green track and supports spotted on site. A Bluey roller coaster being green. Sure, Evictus at Blackpool Pleasure Beach finally went vertical and looked huge, and the Paw Patrol area at Chessington, their new coaster started going up very quickly as well. In the USA, they weren't building rides above ground, they were instead burying them 6 feet under, because Six Flags America officially closed its doors for good, leaving behind many huge roller coasters and rides that were set to be sold off or scrapped. Sad times, man. On the other hand, good news, Flying Fox at Kentucky Kingdom was announced. Lightwater Valley in the UK went on sale for £3 million and could be seen slap banged publicly on Rightmove. Christmas events began rolling out across various parks, including Drayton Manor in the UK, who released this awesome promo video. Oh, who's that lovely bloke? Universal expanded with a brand new 150,000 square foot edition announced for Epic Universe, and previews for the brand new Six Flags Qiddiya began, with a huge tease at their new opening date, December 31st. Oh, and at the same time in Saudi Arabia, Mr. Beast announced that he was opening his own theme park. What has this world become? Then came December, which wrapped up what had been a truly ridiculous but historic year of theme parks. And history was made at the end of this month too. Record-breaking history. But first, huge news dropped everywhere, including at Disneyland Paris with their new Adventure World and Frozen Land announced to now open in March 2026, and Siren's Curse got a clone in Vietnam. Not every day you see that happen. King Claw at Dreamworld Australia officially opened, alongside the Scooby-Doo Spooky Coaster that opened at Movie World as well. And Park Asterix teased a brand new park in Germany. Oh my god, how much do Park Asterix actually want to do this year? And a dude perfect theme park has been unveiled for Texas, USA. That's 2 YouTuber theme parks in 2 months. What is going on? And finally, rounding out the year on a high. A very tall high, where Falcon's Flight finally took to the sky with its first ever riders, and Six Flags Qiddiya as a park on the final day of the year officially opened to the public, ending 2025 off on a record-breaking high. But I do just want to take a minute to say a massive thank you for all of the support this year on this series and the channel in general. To start the year off by hitting 100,000 subscribers and receiving this amazing silver play button, and to end the year where the channel is now, the support has meant so much to me, so just thank you. And hopefully next year will be even bigger and better. And I know it will be. Oh, there is a lot that I can't tell you right now, but there is some very exciting content coming. And I guess one hint I can give you towards something that's happening is that this background that you see behind me will be changing once again on a much bigger scale. Once again, thank you so much for the love and support and all of the opportunities this year. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you have a happy new year. See you next time in 2026. No, that's boring. Play the credits.